I want a Dumbphone. A Dumbphone. It's kind of like your typical everyday phone, but just, you know, a little bit dumber. Only WhatsApp, Spotify, and if it's feeling a little feisty, Google Maps. But that's it. I'm tired of being that guy that in the middle of a conversation, my wrist vibrates, and when I look back up, all I see is the disappointment in people's faces. Oh, wait, I think I'm getting somebody's 2 cents. Hello? You're on the air. Yes, thank you, Alex. People are saying that it's about damn time you got off that damn phone. Back to you, Alex. Ah, great. Thank you. You got it. Now, the solution could be just to, delete all the apps off of my phone. But come on. Come on. That's just too easy. So instead, I'm going back in time to 2012, the golden age of cell phones. Now remember, I'm not anti-tech. I'm just diet tech. Enough to function, but not enough to be Amish. So after weeks of conflicting Reddit comment threads and kawaii YouTube videos, because by God, there are so many of these fucking things, and they all kind of suck in their own ways, I think I found my best match. And we're gonna buy it. And oh, is this exciting. This is probably the most exciting day of my life. Now you're probably wondering, bruh, you got bruh. You already got one of the top smartphones out there. Why downgrade to something that does less? Because maybe, just maybe, I'll spend more time with friends, doing these videos, or literally do anything other than looking like a socially constipated monkey staring into a shining rectangle. So, let's see if this dumb little phone actually fixes my life, or if it's just an excuse for me to feed my ever-growing intrusive shopping addiction. So, here's the phone. Let's do a little unboxing, shall we? Let me set that up real quick. Oh, God. All right, let's give it a go. Oh, shit. So, what we have is the MIVE Folder 1. It's the first version. There were 2 versions, and I decided to go with the older model. You know, dive a little bit deeper into an old dumb phone. Okay, let's just pull everything out first, and then we can go ahead and assess what we have here. Oh. All right, so we have the MIVE style folder, the first version again, and then we have 2 different protective covers for it, which is crazy that they sent 2. I only ordered 1, so thank you for that, as well as some antivirus protective covering for the screen. I didn't understand the idea of the antivirus, but you know, but this is what we're here for. So let's jump into it, shall we? All right. Okay, so inside we got the phone itself, which I'm going to slide out of here for you. Okay, so for size comparison, which is always was my biggest concern for this thing, and it was the only thing that was this thing, it's quite large. Honestly, that's not that bad. I was expecting to be so much bigger. Oh, that's great. So all the reviews online were saying this is the go-to thing to have. This is the one to get if you want to get. It's the most well produced if you're really trying to do something with Android that's up to date and something like that. Not so retro, not so aggressively old school. This is the one that you would want to go for. But the problem is everybody said that it was massive. But honestly, okay, it's quite big actually. Oh my God. Hello? Oh no. But that's slick. That's slick. So what this thing I believe has is 32 gigabytes of internal storage. I believe 2 or 4 gigs of RAM. I believe it's 2, but we can check that, double check myself. Jamie, check that out. It has an 8 megapixel camera on the back, and I believe a 5 megapixel camera up here. It is touchscreen. It runs Android 12 Go, so that was like 2021-ish when Android 12 came out. We're on Android 16 right now, so it's not that old, but it's old enough for it to be a little bit slower, but still offer that like security that if you have certain apps, they're still being updated and checked security-wise. So that's kind of why I went with this one as well. But let's see if it has any power, any juice in it. Oh, I swear to God, dude. If this thing doesn't have any... Let's try plugging that in. If this thing is broken... Oh, okay. Dead battery. We're good. Okay, so while that guy is charging, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna spend 1 week, starting from today, using just this phone. And I'm gonna see how that goes. I am so stuck with my everyday driver that I want to just make the shift. Holy shit, I'm late for therapy. So after getting this bad boy some juice and almost missing my therapy session, I started the transfer process. And to be honest, it was quite straightforward. I mean, it is Android 12. The only 2 apps that I installed manually were WhatsApp and Deezer. Yeah, I did switch from Spotify to Deezer in the span of making this video. I wanted to see how it holds up. That video is also coming soon. Knowing that this thing only has 32 gigabytes of storage, and I saw WhatsApp has 4 gigs in like backup storage, I was a little bit concerned, but we're powering through. So here's the deal. This, for the next week, is going to be my daily driver. No cheating, no sneakily scrolling through Instagram on my other phone at night. Just good old Android 12 and a flip phone form factor and 2 apps to keep me sane. And the goal? To see if fewer distractions on my phone means more focus on other areas of my life. So the time starts now. It's 5:50 on a Tuesday. I'm headed to the movies with a friend here in a bit, and I'm excited to see if roaming around with this thing feels any different. Let's just hope I don't have to download my tickets on my phone. Shit.
My mama always told me I'm allergic to the fake. That's why I can look you in your eyes and tell you ain't.
Day 1 is complete, or I guess the first day of testing this thing out is complete. People liked it. I recorded this video while at the office, which was kind of neat because I like had it sit like this. A few observations that I've made. I recognize that I keep putting my hand in my pocket to like do something at all times, just to like, you know, mindlessly scroll. And the moment I touch this phone, I am reminded that I can't do anything with it. Like, shit, I don't have a distraction right now. So another thing that I recognize as well that just happened here, I have my old phone here as well because I needed it a couple times throughout the day for like verification and also work-related things. I have Slack on this thing, but I don't have Slack on this. And when I came back to my desk at work and I saw that this phone had a Slack notification on it, I started to get really stressed out because I was like, fuck, I missed something important. I need to know these things. And that's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to figure out for the next week because I know I have everything on my laptop, right? And I used to have everything here, but now I don't. And now what's also scaring me with this thing is that just like I checked my phone a couple times within the last hour, and every single time there was a text message, but there was no notification that said that I got one. And that's a little bit annoying because, you know, obviously you want to know if you get a notification, you want to know if you get a text. So we'll see how that one goes. But all in all, people liked it. You know, it's a nifty little thing and it works as long as if I check my notifications every hour on the hour on my phone, then, you know, then I'll know. At this point, it's a little more deliberate in the way that I have to open up WhatsApp and go, okay, nobody texted me, as opposed to just going and then knowing I don't have anything. The only trade-off is that I don't get sucked into any other notifications that are unnecessary. So that's a bit of a thing. But I guess we'll see. We'll see. I got a haircut. And it's first day haircut, so it's always like, you know. Anyways, day 3 with the Alt-MIVE style folder 1. A little update for you. I added other apps to it. I know, I'm sorry. I needed to get to the bar last night.
I needed to drink.
No, if I was to get to the bar on time and not walk 40 minutes, I needed to download one of the scooter sharing apps. So honestly, I'm very surprised that it ran it as well as it did. scanning the QR code, doing the whole thing. I was pretty proud of it. That's a thing. Again, I'm sorry. But then the apologies continue. So this morning, I was running a little bit late for work. I had a long day. I had to get to the office, and it was raining. So I decided to use a car sharing app to drive to work. And I don't have the car sharing app on this phone. But what phone does I have the car sharing app on? Oh yes, the old one. Nobody ever said anything about using a hotspot. Literally, I've just been using this thing as like a secondary to this. I was at the fucking hairdresser today trying to Google something, and I literally had to open this one up, turn the hotspot on, the other this one, and turn on the thing. But in all honesty, I did have a conversation with a friend of mine last night. Shout out Felix. Always shout out Felix. He did say, technically speaking, it's not going against anything like focus related, because you're not going to be scrolling through Uber or scrolling through the Lime scooter, you know? And if you do, then that's a whole different problem. So all in all, still enjoying this, but I'm slowly easing my way into it. I could install all of the apps that I have that are necessary from this, or at least the necessities. That's what necessary means, Alex. I could do that, but then again, it only has 32 gigabytes unless I get another SD card, and I don't really know where to put it. So I'm just trickling the apps in at this point. So yeah, that's day 3 for you. All right, so this phone, it's been about almost 3 weeks since I've had it. And what can I actually say about it? Sometimes it's a blessing, and other times it's a pain in the ass. Like, sure, I can cut down my social media time from like 3 hours a day till about 20 minutes to half an hour. So that's pretty good, but all of the other normal everyday things is kind of a pain. Like transportation, for instance. Normally I just hop in a Miles or a Bolt to make it quick and easy. But with this thing, nope. What I ended up doing was hotspotting from this thing to my Pixel so that I can get onto Miles and Google Maps and do it that way. Which basically means that I'm always carrying around 2 phones with me. But the difference is that now the Pixel only feels like a tool as opposed to an extension of my body. I've been only using it when it's necessary. And that's kind of nice. So for example, the first instance of me going back to my phone for a social media scroll binge was actually for something specific. I want to get a new camera, and I wanted to do a little bit of research onto that, so I went and I started watching a bunch of YouTube product reviews. And the thing about it was deliberate. I was going to only look for these things. I was using it just for that. And that, again, was kind of nice. And honestly, I kind of like the discomfort that it brings me whenever I grab this phone, because it feels like a constant pop-up in my head going, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to scroll for a little while? And in all those instances, I can choose. Yes, I want to do this, or no. But at least I noticed the choice at this point. There was a handful of times throughout this week, what I would do is I'd sit down at work and I'd be like, doing my thing. And then out of habit, I went and I put my hand in my pocket. And when I touched this phone, it was like an immediate shock to my brain going, you can't do anything with that. And it was nuts because I caught myself doing that motion numerous times, just trying to find myself on Instagram for some reason. And with this thing, I couldn't do that. And even though I had this phone with me in the other bag, again, it was that deliberate decision of, do you actually want to do this right now? As opposed to it just being some seamless motion. Kind of cool. And another kind of cool thing that I was very happy about was how much this thing caused conversations to start. Whether that be by my friend's genuine intrigue in what the hell this thing is, or if it was me forcefully interjecting myself into a conversation just to show my new toy off. Either way, it was fun. But what I liked the most about this thing and how the conversations went was that it felt like, and I don't want to sit on a high horse when I say this, but it felt like I was doing something that everybody else, either consciously or subconsciously, also wanted to do. And that was kind of take a step back from the constant scrolling and phone addiction that we all are very well aware that we have. And while I'm doing it in such a absurd way of buying this Korean flip phone that when it's opened, it's like the size of Shaq's left foot. But I'm making the attempt to kind of address this elephant in the room that we all are aware of. And while my addiction to my phone wasn't horrible by any standards, it still was there, obviously, the motion. But I wanted to take this opportunity to see if I can do it. And that was kind of the thing, is I was proving to everybody around me, as far as they know, that I was doing it, you know? No Instagram, no TikTok, no Reddit, nothing other than WhatsApp and music for the most part. So to kind of wrap this whole thing up a little bit, there's countless tech reviews out there that are 100% better than anything that I would provide. But what I enjoyed the most about this phone is what it represents. It represents a sprinkle of nostalgia to a modern time. I mean, right? It represents a bit of different into a world of same. Every phone looks the same these days. And it represents a solution, an uncomfortable solution, but a solution nonetheless to the idea of what we keep saying of, I really need to spend less time on my phone. If these past few weeks proved anything, it's that I don't really need to be connected all the time to everybody all at once every day of my life. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have a little bit of separation and just the basics. All right, nerds, if you made it this far, I would appreciate a lonely like. It helps me out greatly. And as a final little nugget, I know he doesn't need any extra push or anything like that, obviously from me, but Marcin Plaza has an incredible video here that he built his own phone with a QWERTY keyboard out of a broken Samsung Galaxy Z Flip or whatever. It's an incredible video. It's so cool. His editing is funny, and in the end I realized that it would take me years if I would ever want to make my own phone like I suggested in one of my previous videos. So here's to hoping that he sells his. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Post-credit scenes. Hello everybody. Thanks for watching the video. If you genuinely want this phone, I would, for 200 bucks, it's a cool little thing. It's nice. It's not gonna be anything that's, it's gonna take a couple seconds to get used to, at least. It really does. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description of the shop that I bought this from if you'd like to take a look. Don't pay me or anything like that, obviously. I'm way too small for that. But if you wanna check one out, there's two colors, there's black and white. And it takes like 1 to 2 weeks to get it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.